What's up and welcome back to another video. Guys, today I've put together a few custom battle packs. Now, when I think of LEGO and LEGO Star Wars, one of the first things that come to my mind is battle packs. I think it's a very big driving force in the whole LEGO franchise. And before I went to record this video, I did some research. I reached out to some of my friends that collect LEGO, a big variety from people who have YouTube channels and, are avid collectors, and more casual collectors who just pick up a set here or there for fun. And I asked them all what their first sets were, and pretty much most of them, a big majority, all of their first sets were some sort of battle pack, and that is the same for me. My very first LEGO set growing up was the 2008 Clone Trooper battle pack, a very great set, very nostalgic for me. I really need to pick one up and get my hands on one, but that's not part of the point. The point is, I think that battle packs are one of the staples and one of the big pieces of foundation in LEGO's household name today. It was many people's first set, and it started the whole army building trend, driving all of kids and adults to want to build armies of these little plastic figures. However, I think that LEGO's been going a bit of an odd direction with their battle packs, upping the price to $30 with their recent battle packs, which I think it's great. I think that 501st battle pack from 2020, a very good battle pack, but I would love to just go back to those $20 battle packs for figures. I think that that's great, and I think that that's what LEGO should go back to. I know that we're getting that other $30, the Rebels versus the Stormtroopers. I think that's a cool battle pack, but I would have loved to just see two $20 separate battle packs with 4 of each figure instead of the 3v3 with 2 little builds that were very downsized for $30. So I've gone and I've put together 6 battle packs that I think would fit that $20 range perfectly that, LEGO could do. Now, I don't think LEGO's watching this video or is going to build or sell what I've put together and thought of, but I would really hope that they go back to that $20 kind of Clone Trooper or just Star Wars battle packs in general. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. The first battle pack that I have put together is one that I think is very likely to come out in this coming year, given the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith, and that is the 41st Elite Corps, or the Kashyyyk Troopers battle pack. Now, for the builds, I gave just a simple little green colored speeder. I think it's a very simple build. I stole it from another set. I don't actually know where the set came from. I just tweaked it a bit to fit this better. And this would come with 4 figures. I also included a small little mounds just because I thought the speeder alone wasn't enough to warrant a battle pack build. So I threw that in as well. But for the main part of this comes the figures. It would have 2 scouts and 2 just normal grunts, and I think that that would work perfectly. Now, I have done a little bit of customizing with custom weapons and accessories. I don't think this is something that LEGO would do, but I think it would be very much appreciated by fans to have this layer of customability with ponchos and capes and little accessories and brick built weapons. I do think they have taken a step in the right direction by adding that little candle piece to the end of the rifles, but I think that they can take another step forward and make the weapons just look even better and more specialized and fit these battle packs even better, or just for any sets in general. Now, this guy, I gave the poncho from Obi-Wan and just a little sash, and if you compare him to this other just plain Scout Trooper, I think he looks a lot more better. I don't think that's how that works. He looks a lot better and put together than this guy right here, and I just think it adds another layer, and I think it would add a lot of fun and customability to these battle packs that we have been lacking. Now, going back to that 2008 Clone Trooper battle pack, it came with all of those little armor and accessory pieces, and that had a lot of fun just being able to put together different clones and make up your own kind of story for those clone troopers and having all of your different variants. And if LEGO were to include cloth and little accessories, we'd be able to relive that and start doing that again. Now, unfortunately, LEGO's not even giving clones commons anymore, so I doubt that they would add cloth and accessories in battle packs, but we can hope. But now let's move on to the next battle pack. This next battle pack is a bit of a throwback with those Clone Wars style clones. I think that these are super cool. I don't think that LEGO would do a Clone Wars style clone trooper ever again, unfortunately, but I do think that this would be really cool to get, even if it is just with other Phase 1 or Phase 2 clone troopers. Now, for this battle pack, I wanted to do Kamino. However, you can't really do Kamino in a battle pack scale, so I built up these small little pillars and platforms, which I think represent Kamino very well, with a little bridge, and I've put some just random cargo all around, and I think this build looks really cool, and I think it turned out really well. Now, for this battle pack, we would get just 4 oops, the bridge isn't very sturdy. Now, hopefully if LEGO was to do something like this, the bridge would be attached better than I attached mine, but we just get 4 of these plain Phase 1 grunts. I think that we need to get more Phase 1 clone troopers. I feel like we're pretty much only getting Phase 2 clone troopers right now, and I am a big fan of the Phase 1 style. Now, like I said, I don't think we'd ever get this Clone Wars style again, but I would like to see it in that other kind of Episode 2 style clone trooper, or even just a new one if LEGO was to put a new one together. But I think this battle pack would be well perceived, and I would love to see the Phase 1 clone troopers make a return in a battle pack. I guess they came out in that one that had Ki-Adi-Mundi and also Barriss Offee, but that's kind of a taboo battle pack for LEGO fans because it had 2 named characters. But I would love to see something like this come out in the future. Taking a step away from clone troopers for a minute, we have our first Imperial battle pack for this video. Well, actually our only Imperial battle pack for this video. I figured I'd throw it in to get some diversity, and I think this is something that we should get instead of that Rebel and Stormtrooper battle pack. I think that they should keep them separate so you can army build whichever one you want whenever you want and not have to buy both at the same time. Now, for this, I've included 3 just of your normal Stormtroopers. I think this is the best option, you know, to get a lot of Stormtroopers, but also to have a little variation. I threw in one of the Mortar Troopers from earlier on. I think that this is a really cool clone trooper and would be super nice to be able to army build. Now, I lost the Mortar. I don't know where it went, so he has a normal blaster, but hopefully he'd come with a Mortar in this set. I think it's just a really sick design for a Stormtrooper, and I think it looks really cool, and I think people would love to army build it. Now, for the build, I took a bit of creative liberty. I didn't want to build a boring ATRT, and I also didn't want to build like a mini ATST, so I've built an armored walker. This is my own creation. I'm assuming that LEGO would do something that was canon or something and not whatever this monstrosity is, but I think it turned out okay. It gets the job done. It's not very pretty, but it is a pretty cool build. I think, you know, it's in that Imperial color scheme, and it's kind of just, well, an armored walker. It's got this huge gun to, you know, rain down on its enemies, and it's got a very interesting kind of triangle shape. Now, I think this turned out like pretty good given the circumstances. It's not a great build, and I would think if LEGO was to do a Stormtrooper battle pack, we would get a better build than this, but I would love to just see any kind of Stormtrooper battle pack come out in the future. Next up, we have a battle pack for some very underrated LEGO clone troopers, in my opinion, the ARF troopers. I think that these guys are super sick, and I don't think that we see them nearly as much as we should. Now, I am recycling some builds that I tweaked a bit from a previous video, but I think that they work out really well for this battle pack, given the color scheme and, you know, the jobs that these ARF troopers would be taking. First up, we have this speeder, which I think a very nice and sleek build, and I really do like this color scheme for it, and it fits the ARF troopers very well. I am using the Elite ARF troopers just because I think they look really cool with those maroon markings, but I think it would probably be better just to get the plain white ones in a set like this to army build because they would fit better. But I would also be happy just to army build any kind of ARF trooper because I think that they're very cool and I think they're very underrated. But this is just a very simple speeder build. And then as a nod to the set that these guys originally came out with, we have the little mini AV7 cannon. Now this one is tweaked up quite a bit and has some very nice kind of design to it. Like I said, I really love this little color scheme. I think it fits very well. It's a very like small and simple build, but it's got the basics. You know, the cannon can move up and down, and it's got this small little control panel, and you can fit one trooper in that seat right there. Now this would just come with 4 ARF troopers. I was debating putting an ARC trooper in or not, but really army building ARC troopers probably isn't something that everyone wants to do. I know that everyone loves the ARC trooper, but it's not really a figure that you need a ton of, so I decided to just go straight with 4 of these ARF troopers. And I would love to see the ARF troopers make a return in the future. Now, you can't have all of these Clone Trooper battle packs without a droid battle pack to go alongside it. Like I said earlier, I think instead of combining the 2 battle packs into a $30 set, they should separate them and sell 2 $20 sets. So that's what I've done here. I put together what I think would be a good $20 droid battle pack. This would come with 4 droids and, well, I guess other droids too, if you count the Hellfire droid and the Crab droid as droids, which I think not necessarily minifigures, but they definitely do count as droids in my book. We have this small custom crab droid that I put together. Now, ideally, LEGO would make one better than the one I've put together because this one's not too great, but I think it does get the point across. This is a crab droid, and it's long overdue. I don't know how we haven't seen one of these in LEGO yet. I think it's kind of a shame that we didn't get one in the ATTE. I think it's kind of stupid that we didn't, but you know, LEGO likes to do what LEGO does. We also have this Hailfire droid right here. I think this is a really cool kind of droid, and I would love to see more of it, given that, I mean, I guess it was only present on Geonosis, and I think in a few other episodes of the Clone Wars, but I would love to see them once again come in LEGO form, because it has been quite a while. And then we have a Stap with a little B1 on it. Now, I decided to just include 3 basic droids instead of like an even number of super battle droids, because given that recent clone trooper and droid battle pack, I have so many super battle droids that I would not want more in a battle pack. I think it's nice to have one for that diversity, but I would much rather have an easier way to army build my base droid army, which is something that I never thought that I would say. Now, it would also be cool to get maybe like commando droids or magma guards or something cool like that we haven't seen in a while, but I think for now this is the perfect droid battle pack, and I would love to see a new droid battle pack come out, because my droid army is lacking quite a bit in comparison to my clone army. For my last battle pack, I went a little bit outside of the box. This is the interior of a Venator, or just kind of any command ship, and the reason for this is that I think that we need some more of like different clones. Now, we really need a new Phase 2 clone pilot. We have only ever gotten the 501st pilot and the Headhunter, so this is my take on one. Now, ideally, we'd get that specialized helmet, so just imagine that there is no... Oh, that's Obi-Wan. That's not a clone trooper. But yeah, I would love to see updated versions of the Phase 2 pilots, preferably with that nice yellow helmet color scheme, very iconic, and I think we need them. I don't know how we have not gotten Phase 2 pilots in so long, or any pilot in so long. In the gunship, we got the commander pilot dude, and then in the Coruscant Guard gunship, we just got the shock troopers to fly the gunship. I think LEGO's being very lazy, and we need clone pilots, and I think a battle pack would be a very good way to army build it to make up for all of the lost clone pilots that we have not gotten. Now, I also included a clone gunner, because the only really way to get this right now is through that ATTE, which isn't really very easy to army build, and you need more than one gunner in your clone army, so this would be a very good way to get more of them. Now, I also did include just a normal grunt, just because I feel like it's kind of necessary, but I would be very happy if this was just, you know, traded out with another clone pilot. I think it would be great to get 2 clone pilots in this. And then for the other last figure, I included an officer. Now, I know everyone's going to be mad that I'm including like a named clone trooper, but we don't get clone officers very often, and well, I guess they're not clones, but officers very like needed in your clone army. You need the higher ups to command, and I think this would be a very good way to get them, and they are very interchangeable. You can just change the head, but I do understand not wanting officers in a battle pack, so it would also be very easy just to have this be a gunner, 2 pilots, and a grunt. I just thought it would be a cool way to include the officer in a battle pack. Now, for the build, it's very simple. It's just kind of the Venator. I went for that like kind of iconic design for the windows, and then it's got just a small holo table and a little mouse droid. Hopefully LEGO wouldn't count that as a minifigure. You never know with them. They're kind of weird about that, but that does it for this battle pack. That does it for this video. Let me know which one of these battle packs was your favorite, and if you would like to see LEGO make any of these battle packs. And if you want to see me make more battle packs, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe, and I might do a sequel to this video in the future. Now, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay safe. Drew, signing out.